We should be making monuments. And if we're not making them on purpose, we're making them anyway because they happen in our lives. There are times that we can look back at and be sure that this is a time that affected me in such a way that I didn't know I could withstand this. And to move forward from that is a blessing and might be called a miracle in many situations. So thank you all for all of that. Jan has put together I don't know if I want to call it a book or a commemoration on Mom or a dedication to Mom and her history, and which includes all of us. And I don't think we can do it justice here, but I can introduce it here as a document that I think, with all the research that has gone into it, with all the historical data that we don't know up to this date, and we certainly don't know the details of it, that it deserves its own spot, is my opinion. It deserves its own spot to discuss who was this little diminutive person that we thought, that the community thought did nothing but smile. We knew better, but the community thought that Mom was just this angelic creature who walked around and smiled and did good. And to do good is certainly a truth, a statement that goes from top to bottom. There is no question about you doing good. But in order to do good, she taught us. And in teaching us, she did not spare the rod. And the rod may be any size for a little person like Mom. Look at April and think of Mom. And think of Mom and how Jamie and April and Mom and all of us represent bringing to life what God has in store and infiltrated us with, to make sure that we do more than sit on our gifts. Carla has been a pillar for Jamie's family, for Mom's family. When Carla was born, we were thinking, wow, we now have a grandchild. Mom now has a grandchild. Mom now has someone who will come to see her. Cecil already had children, but we didn't see them very often. So Jamie was very free to share Carla and her kids with us. So we were so excited about that. And then all of us, of course, flocked to California, and Jamie thought she was all of our parents. So we just got in trouble just like the rest of the kids did. But in terms of Mom and how Jan has put this together, it is going to be a historical perspective to be reckoned with, is how I would say it in a term, if you talk about it from a history or legal or law or some other than loving and family. I would say that it's a historical document to be reckoned with that kind of brings us up to date on who we are and where we've come from and where we could go in case we have not made it there, and it's never too late to get there. We have to acknowledge that as long as we're breathing, we can do better. And there's no one in this room who can't do better. We all have to keep striving to do better. This document, this book that is coming out relatively soon, talks about the life of Ethel Virginia Kearney. And Jan reflects on her as our earthly angel. We see her, we always saw her as an angel. We always thought of her as someone who loved and respect. And very often when people ask us, when we were in high school or in college, when folk would say, who is your role model? Well, we didn't have a problem looking for a role model because we had Ethel Kearney. We had Ethel B. Kearney. And what she brought to the table and what most people didn't know about unless you were in her church or in her family. You didn't know the totality of who she was because she wasn't going around trying to boast it. Like Kevin said this morning, the monuments speak for themselves. If they're there, they're speaking. Mom spoke. There is no question about it. She didn't speak with her mouth like Kevin. How many of us were surprised at him this morning? He doesn't say a lot of words, but wow, where did that come from? It had to be from a place of a monument that has been built on a lifetime of understanding people, of growing, of being a part of a whole that says we're better than the average. We're better than the norm, and we have to reflect that we're better than the norm. I would like to think that our earthly angel played a significant part in who Kevin is through his mother, through his grandmother, through his grandfather, through all of us who are much older than him. He saw our lifestyles, and all of you young people, and young people is anybody under 50 and under, all of you have seen us walk from early lives when we were out there doing things that we shouldn't have been done, but yet knowing we didn't do things unknowingly. Whatever we did, we knew what we were doing, and we knew whether or not it was right or wrong. So we could easily teach you what was right and what was wrong, because we had stepped in the pitfalls and we had fallen back or stumbled. So we can say, yeah, I tried that. It feels good, but it's not good. So some of you listen sometimes, and some just like we did. We're all a work in progress, and I fully contribute that to Ethel Kearney. Let me just say, when I say Ethel, I don't mean Ethel all by herself, but I mean Ethel as the homing pigeon to draw to the center those who want to grow, those who want to do things. Dad was always there. Dad was always supportive, but we know that Mom is the one who's in the home. We know that Mom is the one who's generally closer to the children. We know that Mom is the one to make or break the family. So we then contribute our well-being, our honing of our God-given skills to Mom and Dad. Dad taught the Bible, Mom taught the kids. And those two together made this family, this entire family, who we are today and who we are still becoming. We are still becoming. As I said earlier, I don't believe in retirement. Change positions, change working for someone else, do your own thing after you quit working for someone else or after your career ends. You begin another career. Your career may be volunteerism, it may be advocacy, it may